so
perfect time.
it's been a little while, but here we go. We have an Ogre ban, surprise, and an ODIO, surprise, and a Luna ban. That means Bat Rider and Bounty Hunter are both still in the pool. And
Drow Ranger.
oh, we're back.
And Warlock.
Okay, we're not
Warlock.
doing any fun stuff, guys.
Now we're going back to some TI.
We're
This is
just
some,
going
yeah,
back.
they're just
Classic
super
TI
serious.
meta.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you pick Illusion Heroes, pff, Warlock. And Drow Ranger kind of just, yeah, Drow Ranger.
Yeah.
And yeah, VP goes for the Slardar. Wow, okay, so they are...
VP did have 9 Pasha play Slardar as well yesterday, so
Yes.
it's a bit could be going either way.
Was
But
that
we've
one
seen,
of the
we've seen a
games?
little bit of everything, right? We've
Yes.
seen the 4 and the 3 Slardar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've. I don't think they've ever put it on Ramses.
No.
No,
But I mean,
it's
the 3 and
either
the
9
4,
Pasha or Lil.
Yeah.
they,
Yeah, leaves
There's
it
something
open.
alternate a
about-
bit. Yeah.
Well, they are definitely in a little bit of a hurry here.
Keep each other on their toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jugban. Great with Slardar. Great with Juggernaut, Illusion Hero, Illusion Agi Hero. Very frustrating to deal with as a Drow, being able to jump in the back lines. You usually see like the Blink Dagger eventually on the Jugs. Not in the early stage, but later on, like Manta, Diffusal, Abyssal, Blink. Get on top of the Drow. Yeah, VP now just gonna probably ban out mostly, yeah, ranged heroes, obviously, versus at Finem because of the Drow Ranger.
Dazzle ban as well.
It's gonna be a... Do you
Ah,
think
so-
at Finem are they gonna go for bottom or not?
I think
Okay.
they probably won't.
So
They've got the SD set up, so that leaves like their draft really open though, because
Yeah.
you don't know where the Mirana is gonna go, you don't know where the Slardar is gonna go just yet. Gives you a lot of flexibility,
but what you do know is that at Finem is gonna team fight.
and they're gonna pick Bounty Hunter right here or Ursa. Oh no, not Ursa. I lied. Definitely not
Probably
Ursa.
not Ursa, yeah.
Definitely not Ursa.
But
But-
they're gonna fight a lot.
Yeah.
Do we like? Is there anything that because Virtus.Pro can't really team fight that well right now? Yeah. Or am I missing something?
Yeah, so the bounty. Yeah. They always do the Darkseer, Bounty Hunter, and VP goes straight for their Ramses Life Sealer, which is probably one of his best win rates, and he usually goes, like, I think Godlike on that hero pretty much every time. I feel like that's what, I don't know, I just feel like I see Life Sealer go Godlike every time he's in a game. Potcat.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, no, I'm just trying to think about these two, like, it's like the two strategies, right? We have, like,
Yeah.
if the Dire team, like, what they're gonna go, they wanna try to kill Roche, VP, you know, they have easy Roche, they have a lot of physical damage, so they can burst down heroes really fast, like an Infest Bomb, you go in with Slardar, with Potamalt, and then, you know, you kill one hero, you remove maybe the Warlock, or the Dark Hero, just some important hero, even the Drow Ranger, and then you take the fight from there, preferably with an Aegis already, because you kill Roche so fast. And then at Finem, they just want to overpower them in the lanes. I mean, Darkseer pressures lanes together with the Bounty Hunter, then Drow Warlock pressures the safe lane a lot, and then they want to have a lot of like items from the laning stage, and then they want to pressure VP from there.
So what complements the lineups as 5th picks?
I think that this looks like it's gonna be an offlane Slardar, no? I mean, it totally depends. It's up to them. Yeah,
Depends on what they want to do, how they feel.
It's very open for them.
Well, they're gonna have to reveal before at Finem picks, so that's like a downside for them, I guess. What
They could
what are
go
we thinking
something
for
like
at Finem?
Kunga. I feel like VP could do something. If they want to go offlane Slardar, I wouldn't mind having something like a Kunga, because then they can just take the fights. They don't have to care as much about the rock. They can actually just run in and with the boat, and then even they drop a rock, you just go in and you can still fight. It could even set them up for like doing dual lanes. They can go with like Slardar Kunga. It's a pretty strong lane. They could go like you go aggressive China with SD Kunga and Nakes.
Yeah.
And then you can split them up so that you can have the Nakes sit bottom on the off lane with either the SD or the Kunga, and Slardar plus either one of the two, preferably the Kunga, makes a really strong dual lane. But I don't know if they play the Kunga that much.
Oh, I said Pudge before the draft, but
You did.
oh my god, they instant picked Alchemist.
And
On
oh,
at
it's
Finem.
already done?
Yeah,
okay,
they instantly picked Alchemist. I guess they didn't even care what they were going to pick, but
Nope,
we
they
have a
already
Pudge.
Yeah,
So we
that's
are
good.
a little bit of a change, but not
Such a
super
fast
change up.
draft.
Yeah,
Like,
that
holy
was-
crap. It's probably the fastest of the season.
Yeah, that was
But Pudge is not that much of
Pretty
a like uncommon pick anymore.
no,
True.
it's becoming
So-
more.
I think that Virtus.Pro is going to do a little bit better.
I think so.
I'm going for one Virtus.Pro.
I don't want to go against Ramses Life Stealer, but I will for my Greek boys. Let's go. I mean, MNT Bounty Hunter.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
that's
also
true.
gonna go with the VP. Okay, I think they got this.
Yeah.
I think they got that too. Let's find out what our commentators think about this this first game of the night. It is at Finem versus Virtus.Pro with OD Pixel and Gods.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with Gods, and we're ready to take you through the first and only series of the day. It is, of course, Finem up against VP. Now, obviously, coming into this, we were saying, Lil said he was going to draft some ruffle shit. We have the first 4 picks, kind of the dirtiest stuff ever. They get the Shadow Demon, Lifestealer, Mirana. It's like, that's not fun. That is destroying your opponent's kind of will to play the game of Dota 2. But then they finish it off with a Pudge. Still, though, for Finem, they've got a lot of it's Finem, you know what I mean? They have got their Bounty Hunter. They've got the Alk. Warlock was going to be interesting to see kind of how the game goes on for them. A little bit different, but VP, for the most part, it's a try-hard draft.
I think they saw that first stage Drow and they're just like, no, these guys are going to pick Drow, we'll show them Drow. And I mean, the draft they've got, not by any means amazingly directly countering the Drow, but there's a lot of physical damage. Slaughter, Lifestealer can wreck a Drow. The 5th pick Pudge is actually something which can counter the Drow in laning stage. You just sit around in those trees. If you hit a hook on a Drow, she has nothing really against you. You may be forced to get an early point in Gust, but it is a nice pick against Drow in general. But interesting to see how Finem do. The Alchemist pick, perhaps the hero that we haven't really seen much of. It didn't get played much in the qualifiers, hasn't been played much here in the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. But one of those heroes that if you let him farm, if he does somehow end up getting big, he is going to be an absolute monster.
It was one of those heroes, I think, that was a lot of times in the second phase would be banned out, wouldn't it? I think in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
So teams would ban it. Not necessarily because, I don't know, just because they don't want to bother playing against it. It just prolongs the game. It changes the game.
In the BO1s especially, because that's where it's like you don't want to lose a game to an Alk, where it's like we feel like we're a better team than our opponents, but they just picked this Alchemist where we didn't draft a way of dealing with the hero, or we didn't adjust our playstyle to counter the heroes. So it very much is a hero you have to react to when you see it. You reach this timing where you've got all these big items and suddenly you're almost unstoppable. You can get 6 slotted pre-30 minutes. What are the probably only heroes in the game that can do that? So it does force you to adapt accordingly.
Well, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's kicking off. Finem versus VP. Either way, we should see some fun stuff go down, that's for sure. I mean, whether it be the rotations from Lil or the wombo combos from Finem with the Darkseer and Spartans. Got them pings at the moment.
Pinging Madara.
Who's pinging who?
What's he done? There was 2 players on his team pinging him.
It was yellow and,
Orange.
it was MNT and
I think Orange as well. Skylark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They're not happy. Madara, what's wrong with you? Smokers pop.
Oh,
Thug says hello and goodbye.
Oh,
he's out.
they're going for it.
Oh, he's been hit.
He may be in trouble.
Disruption to crush. It's coming.
Yeah, get Pasha in, nice and close and personal, and Thug, he's going down here in the mid lane, boys and girls. That's going to be first blood for VP.
Question is, can he get back out in time to still find the bounty rune? 22 seconds. He's got a TP. He's going to likely TP out and get the Greaves. Sorry, get the, what's what I'm talking, Greaves.
Greaves, I was going to say, pre-game Greaves. That's good farm for an out.
That's how fast this hero farms, I'm telling you. Madara scouting out the high ground. Oh, God, this is...
He's going for bottom Alk.
Yeah, he is. That's where the fight is.
Pasha's already trying to lead in. He's got the Shadow Word ticking him down. They're going to be able to create the space. Thug's terrified. He's not going to go for the rune. Pasha's going to be able to take it bottom. No one's going to be able to take it top. So VP with the first blood, and maybe even more. Pasha coming in with a 3-man crush. They're fairly low on VP. They've got to be a little bit careful. Lil bringing them down there with the rock. Madara's gone. They've found themselves a second. They've lost the SD. They do end up losing the Slaughter as well. So MNT picks up a double kill.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, 2-for-2 trade, but VP did get the first blood, and they did get both of the runes as well.
Blocking the Alchemist getting a rune, definitely the big win there. Acid Spray was just leveled up. Once you realize you're not getting that rune or there's going to be a fight, you just have to level that acid sometimes, but couldn't quite do it. As we'll see, the SD looked to pressure mid. There was an arrow, but I don't think no one was trying to land it. I think he just wanted to get the range creep, so. The good news for Finem is MNT's start. He's got a double kill. He got a solo kill on the Shadow Demon behind the action at the start. Then he finishes off the Slaughter. So he's got early boots. Orb of Venom. He's going to have a very fast level 2. So he's the player that needs to kind of come up big here in the early game. Problem is he's dealing with a Pudge who's doing a similar thing, roaming around with Dust.
And roaming to mid lane, Lil gets a few punches in, but MNT is going to be there to try and turn around Lil. He might have to look to try and kill himself. MNT looking for the final touch, but Lil, he's too speedy with the Windlace. Gets himself out with the suicide.
No one might be dead here. He's got no leap. Oh, body blocks coming in.
Yeah.
And then he gets leap from the from a creep down a tower.
Yeah, Thug will salve himself back up, and so will no one. Get themselves back into a better position. Up top, Skylark was going in hard. Onto Ramsey's bringing him low, but Solo coming through to force the Darkseid to back off. Bottom lane, Spartan and Pasha trading hits. Spartan has the heal, so Pasha can't quite fight through it. Still has a Mango, still has another Crush. And we'll see if he gets himself back in there with the help of Lil. Meanwhile, top lane, MNT and Skylark with the old Invis Iron Shell. Pretty fail-safe, gets another kill as Bounty. 1 minute and 45 seconds in on a killing spree. MNT could not hope for a better start this game.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a Bounty to have a start like this.
Bottom lane, the combo again. Lil with these rotations gets the kill. There's Fatal Bonds and Shadow Word down on Pasha. Lil's trying to man up against Spartan. Spartan going for the right-click war, but Lil, he should win this one here. Another punch. Oh, Crush will ensure that Lil, he's going to have to kill himself. Yep. Can he do it? No, he can't. He can't do it. Shadow Word, the ticks get him around the damage from his own rot.
Yep.
But 4 for 4, 2 minutes in, it's all kicking off. But the thing is, I guess, the fact that the trades are even, Lil, of course, he's getting himself involved. When he finally levels up Flesh Heap, he's already going to have a good number of stacks built up.
Yeah, it's definitely good start for the Pudge. Both 4-position players coming up big here. We talked about potential MVPs, and we had Lil as well as MNT, and they're both making good arguments for themselves here. A killing spree on a Bounty Hunter, Pudge with 4-kill involvement early on as well. Very good start for both these players.
Skylark and MNT have eyes onto Solo. And they've got to be careful, VP, in this lane, because obviously with Skylark having the Soul Ring,
he wants to turn this one around.
Yep, let's see if Lil can do something big. Still just level 2, but that's all you need. He's got the hook, he's got the rot. They're going to look to set up, surround the Bounty Hunter. Soul Catcher isn't going to get lucky with the target. He may not need it, though. They're going to turn towards Skylark instead. They see Skylark surging up MNT. They say, all right, we won't take the Bounty, we'll take you instead then. The bigger kill, arguably, for VP. As they take down the offlaner, Ramses gets the gold.
Kind of the bigger kill, but MNT was on the killing spree, and that's where ending that would have been really nice for them. Probably say they're probably kind of equal as far as what you kill. You just got to go for whoever's not Surge. You Surge the Bounty to save his life, then you just change target immediately. Yeah,
top lane again. Looks like they're going to have another bit of a go. The hook lands, bringing MNT back, and here's that killing spree you're talking about. VP will end it. Lil getting himself a tasty bit of a bounty. Skylark's coming in with the Surge, the Iron Shell held back by Solo. Lil, he may even try and come back in with another hook. We're seeing them look to set up onto Skylark, slowing him down. Lil looking to get the angle. They've got to move the illusions out of the way. Skylark hiding behind the creeps. Lil can't get the angle that he needs to. He may go back. Oh, Lil. No. He's about that. He nearly messes up. He just managed to kill himself. I mean, he wasn't getting the kill, but he knew.
Ambitious.
I'm sure he calculated. He was like, I'll try for it. If the damage isn't enough, I'll be able to kill myself.
Yeah, surely. He's like confident, you know?
Yeah, pro player.
Oh, boy. Mid lane, Pasha's rotating in, looking for what looks to be 3-man rotation towards the Alkin.
Thug's got to be
He's not ready for it.
Very, very careful here. Crush to set up, allow Lil to get in range with the Starstorm burst as well. Thug's gone, and VP with another successful rotation. Lil now involved in all 7 of the kills in this first 4.5 minutes. We said that the Pudge was going to be the ruffle pick, but it's working out absolutely perfectly, and VP are showing us that they're not clowning around this game.
Yeah, they're... I mean, outside of the Pudge, it's very standard draft. And Pudge is a hero we're seeing a lot of 4-position players kind of start picking up. We saw Puppey have a lot of success with it for a while on Secret. We've seen it just come out here and there, and this is definitely one of the better games so far.
He knows that the Darkseid has gone to this camp.
Very low.
Oh, Skylark's got to be a little bit careful here, Lil. Can find this. He knows that the creeps are being put again. Meanwhile, mid lane, no one trying to go in onto Thug, but MNT's there. He has the Alks back. Top lane, Lil, he's going in. He's found Skylark, and Skylark, can he play his way out? He'll go for the Surge. Can Lil hit the hook? He holds on. No, he gets the angle wrong. Skylark jukes to the left. Will be fine. Lil could be in a bit of a trouble himself now. MNT's coming through. Skylark popping the Soul Ring. Needs to try and get the Iron Shell on into MNT, but Lil, he's already too speedy by the looks of it. Backing off. Now there's the Surge. If they get another touch onto Lil, he could be dead.
He wants to suicide.
Oh, he's trying to suicide. Oh, if he did that, that would have been a right little play, that would have. But he doesn't get away with it. MNT will take down Lil and get the kill.
Yeah, MNT just holding the Shuriken, knowing there's no way a Pudge can deny himself with Rot if he holds Shuriken to the last second, and even the neutral was not going to be anywhere near enough because of that Shuriken. Nice bit of play. MNT now, 4 of the 5 kills he's been involved in. It's been a very solid start. Yeah.
Oh, shooting the arrow down here, just making sure no one was looking for the rune on the side of Finem. That won't be the case. No one able to just grab it, top his bottle back up. Still 7 for 5. In terms of farm around the lanes, as you can see, the 2 highest CS both on the side of VP, but it's very, very close. in terms of what the safe lane and the off lane. Obviously, mid lane, that's where we're seeing the most struggle for Finem. Thug's being held back on this Alchemist in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. His start is pretty slow for now. He's kind of fallen back in the jungle trying to finish his level 6, but without that Chemical Rage, dangerous lane to be in. They used a nice little high ground scan there to try and find the Alch, but not the case as he's backed off to the jungle already. Still a very vulnerable Alch in this mid lane, and that's something that VP may look to exploit. Slider could rotate in again. We've seen that move once before, and that's something that looks like Pasha may be trying to make happen again.
They've got this wall behind the tier 1, so he sees the movements from Thug. Thug has got Chemical Rage, and the question is if they can actually kill him through that. With an arrow, they may have had a chance, but indeed he jukes it out. If they land the hook, though, no, it's not going to quite have the length or the angle. The block's going to be there.
Heads up play from Thug to kind of double back. Normally you just run in that straight line back to base, but he expects the arrow coming in, knows that if it's placed into his running path, he's going to walk into it, so good kind of read from him.
Mid lane, the pressure's starting to be put on Pasha. He's going to head back over. They'll gust him back, and this is going to get them the chance to get a lot of damage in. He's going to go for the straight TP home. Oh, he only just makes it. But he does. Very, very close there. Mid lane, though, indeed, Lil's moved in, looking for MNT. And he's going to have to be a little careful. Gets the hook, though, bringing MNT back. He's going to move in for this one as no one jumps forward. They'll take the kill. Lil, he may pay with his life. Already chasing him down, though. Relays down the acid spray. That'll do the damage. You can't get the suicide out. The acid spray damage overruling the rock at the end of the day.
Yep. Feels like a pretty good sequence of events all in all for Finem. Even though they give up a couple of kills, it's the Alch securing a big one on the Pudge. I believe that was Pudge on a killing spree that was ended. So nice bit of play there. Finem also take the bottom tier 1 tower with Madara. He's hit level 6, close to level 7 now. The Warlock also about to hit level 6. So it feels like Finem will hit this nice timing where they can kind of fight as 4 using the Darkseer Bounty duo as well as the Warlock and Drow and create space for Alchemist just to jungle it up and farm elsewhere on the map, because with that Chaotic Offering they get a whole lot scarier when they're 5-manning.
Still on this top lane. Skylark trying to do his best to put the pressure onto Ramses. But as we've seen so far, Ramses getting absolutely fine farm up at the top lane. Mid lane, MNT coming in, looking for the courier. One more touch and he's got it. Man, that's got the bottle on. He'll take it. Very nicely done there from MNC. Knocking the bottle out of the game for a few minutes. I mean, you kind of passed the laning stage, so I guess it won't hurt no one too much, but it's still a little bit annoying for VP.
Yep, definitely annoying. The money for Finem really boosts on. You can see, like, net worth, they suddenly actually have the top 2 most farmed heroes in the game, and that's as a result of the courier, and more importantly, probably the tower, but 2 big things like that. Alch is kind of where he wants to be, top of the net worth. They're about to hit level 6 on MNT's bounty at mid lane, so a lot of things coming together nicely for Finem. The one item timing they're kind of looking to perhaps a bit now is the mech on Darkseer. With mech Darkseer, they can actually start really pushing and taking objectives.
Yeah, level 6 on MNC, so tracks can start to be thrown out. VP with this rotation, smoking up and looking towards what seems to be the mid lane. Lil leading the way. They're going to have their eyes on to Thug. A good hook, and they could certainly get away with this kill. We'll see if Lil can get the angle right, and he can. Beautifully done. Brings Thug up to the high ground. He has the Chemical Rage. It's not going to be enough to keep him alive by the looks of it. And indeed it isn't. VP take the kill. And Lil, again with these rotations. And with that kill, putting himself very close to having the level 6 on Pudge.
Yeah, that's some nice hooks coming out from Lil's Pudge so far. It's one of those things where you look at his scoreline, you're like, oh, Pudge is 4, 5, and 5. He's not really having a good game. But Lil's made everything happen in this early game for VP.
And
Most
a lot
of
of
it's
those
been
deaths have been suicides.
Yep. I think 3 of the 5 have been suicides, I want to say.
I want to say so, yeah.
Possibly even 4, but yeah, as it is, it's a great start. Top lane is where Finem have made their move. They've brought Warlock up here with the Rock. They've got Darkseer, they've got Drow Ranger. This is where they want to really push and take objectives. Bounty's not sure really this is a kill he can get on his own. It's not. He's only doing this with some backup and some help, so.
I mean, at least I guess he can prepare.
He wants to
stop
cancel a
TPs.
TP, yeah, exactly. He's thinking I can stay in this neighborhood. If they want to defend top lane on VP, they've got a TP in the Slider. So, Aminti got scattered though. He did invis in the slight bit of a sight of the opponent, so he's going to stay down, keep tabs on Slider, just be ready to cancel his TP, and this basically secures the top tower. As MNT will get amped up at bottom. Could be in some trouble here.
He's got to be careful how he plays his way around this one, trying to get himself out of range of Pasha, but Pasha hits the crush. TPs will come through. Can they save MNT? Well, with the turnaround, the Shuriken's there. Thinking about dropping the rock, but Spartan holds on. Lil looks for the hook. He's not going to find it. Now him himself a little bit revealed in the position, so he backs away. They'll drop down the sentry. So no one to fall on that bottom lane.
Yeah, some good team play from Finem with the rotation, bringing in the Warlock just in time to help out Bounty. He fumbled a bit there, getting caught by the amp when he popped out of invis. He tried to kind of re-invis fast enough not to get amp, but Slider was ready for it, and we'll see Finem perhaps with numbers down towards his bottom lane. Consider even rotating in Drow, but realistically this is this kind of stage of the game where they just want to farm up a bit. Finem can rotate Madara into the jungle, he can farm Ancients on Drow Ranger. Does take that farm away from the Alchemist, but that may be a reason to keep on grouping up with your team. Kind of say 5-manning, but it's really just 4-manning. It's the 5 heroes minus Alchemist who are normally pushing, but this time around they do consider bringing Alchemist. He's got treads early on, so he's going for that little bit of extra fight potential. He's even got 2 points in the unstable concoction, so a unconventional Alchemist build.
I mean, I want to say as well, wasn't it Thug the other day who did the whole medallion Solar Crest fighting?
It was, yeah.
It was Thug, wasn't it? I mean, in a game where the tempo's like this, do you think we will see the Radiance, or do you think we could see the fighting out?
We could see a Solar Crest against the physical damage.
Oh, we could also see this man getting caught out. Indeed, that's Warlock out before he gets the chance to drop the ult. He's actually going to buy back because he realizes the team needs him for this fight. He'll TP in. VP are aware, of course, and they back up. They know he's going to want to drop the rock with this solo. He's going to be left for dead on the sidelines. They did end up losing 2 for that one. Imagine if they can get anything more. Spartan playing around with the Golem, not wanting to drop it down on no one. He's got the leap available, so almost certainly will be able to get himself away. But Finem with the pressure, they'll take the mid-tier 1, and they'll possibly try and move on for more with the full 5-man alive. Did cost them the buyback, but VP, they lost 2 heroes. I think Finem's fine with this.
Yep. Finem's fine. It's a buyback on your lowest net worth hero, and it's your 5-position support. So, yeah, Warlock, you've got 1k net worth, but realistically, making sure VP don't chase and get more kills is a decent trade. It was such a cheap buyback as well.
Lil, that's a big hook. He's caught Madara, but the Golem will be dropped. They're building up the concoction as well, looking for Lil with the Shuriken bounce. They'll take it. That's a track kill for Finem. LNT getting the rest of them laid down. Track onto no one. Pashy comes back in with a crush. They've got the Demonic Purge as well. Thug falling low will be searched out. He's looking for the armlet toggle. He's going to make it by the looks of it. He's going to be fine. He's got the Shadow Word heal. He should be okay.
Up.
The Fatal Bonds as well is just wrecking VP. They've lost 3. Pasha trying to crush and run as they get themselves back up to the high ground. MNT with a track. He hasn't got the mana for Shuriken. So the rest of VP will get away. But Finem absolutely turning that around there. You see the initiation from Lil, but immediately Spartan's there with the drop. They've got the Fatal Bonds on them all, and just the AoE damage, it destroys VP in that fight.
Yeah, it's a fairly ambitious hook initiation when you're versing a Warlock, because Warlock is always going to use that opportunity to drop the Chaotic Offering on that two-man rock there. It's a raged up Lifestealer, so it doesn't really hurt the Lifestealer too much initially, but Pudge is an instant free kill for them. It saves the Alchemist life, so Finem are going to make that counterplay every single time, and that's where VP perhaps had to reconsider their approach.
No one, he's got his eyes on Spartan. He's going to try for an arrow, he's not going to get it. Meanwhile, Lil actually just took the kill for free off Madara.
That works.
Lil just picking off heroes left, right, and center. Had the ward up here. Looks like Madara was going for a bit of an ancient farm, so Lil had the perfect chance to set up. And I mean, Lil, of course, level 8 now.
Yep.
And having a very, very good game on the Pudge. But Finem, as we're seeing, when they group up as a team, VP sort of struggling to deal with them when Finem come at them as a full 5-man.
Yeah, and that's where Finem are strong, when they're grouped up as a unit. And they probably want to continue taking that approach, considering the Alchemist build. And the fact they've got this Alku is a good couple thousand net worth ahead of Lifesteal. The Drow is nice and farmed, has the Hurricane Pike. They've got all their core items, really, as far as these heroes are concerned. Alk is going to go into what looks to be the Solar Crest. He's camping the Courier at the shop, so he just needs to finish off the Talisman. And we're going to see a very early Solar Crest Alchemist with 3 points in stun. He'll have his 2nd point in Chemical Rage. He'll be a pretty strong fighting hero.
It's scary. With this kind of lineup, you track a hero, you Hurricane Pike them on the Drow, you put the Solar Crest, and they melt in the 4 hits. They literally do. Bottom lane, again, the setup from Pasha, allowing Lil to hit the hook. Skylar's got the mech. He'll vacuum them, surge off. He's actually going to be able to play this one off by the looks of it, and indeed, he's out of there. Shadow Word's there. He jukes out the Blink Crush, and now Lil's in trouble. Thug and Spartan turning up, chasing down the Pudge. They'll take the kill. And again, Finem managing to play their way out of it. Skylark playing his way. He was, 2 heroes going in on him, and he gets himself out of there.
MNT at mid. That's not going to work.
The armlet toggle indeed. Too strong for MNT Shurikens.
He was ready with the sentry. Nice little bait by the Lifestealer. Walks back in the sentry, turns around with the well-timed armlet toggle to get him. MNT was not ready for that.
Going for a bit of a
Interesting.
smoke round here, yeah.
Not sure if that was intended or not.
I
It does
mean-
look like it was.
They've got the position with the golem and with the vacuum wall.
It's actually pretty nice to be smoked in where you'd normally be visible, because if VP come to contest this, they'd ideally like to burst the warlock and prevent him from getting off a rock. But because he's smoked, they'll initiate on other
They've got
heroes.
the hook onto Thug, though. He's going to be surrounded by 3 of them. The Shadow Word Hill is not going to be enough from Spartan. And they've lost Thug on this, and Roshan at about 1/3 of his health.
Whoa.
VP are going to want to get in, and they may even find more. Leading the way with the Moonlight Shadow, Lil tries for a hook, but Madara's already out of there with the rest of the boys. Pasha from the sideline may go in for a leading crush, but they've already caught him out. The Finem, they've still got 4, and they're 4 fighting strong as they focus down Pasha, take Slaughter out the fight, and now VP, they have to be, again, a little bit careful.
Yeah. Spartan was just a little bit too far away to get the rock off when Alk got hooked. And it was also this really awkward point where you had to go all the way around the cliff because of where the ramps are. So it just wasn't really possible for him to get the rock to help the Alk unless he was inside the pit. But he doesn't want to be inside the pit because that's like a spot where he's going to get hooked out or he's going to get blinked on by a Slaughter. So it's kind of this catch-22 where if you're in the pit, you're in a bad position. But if you're outside the pit, you can't get off the rock to help Alk there. We'll see Finem maintain this kind of showing at the Roche pit. They really want to go for this one.
They drop a sentry, but VP's still got that high ground ward, so the hook potential's there. They catch out Skylark, bring him in. The rock will be dropped, though. Vacuum coming through, and they manage to take down Lil in return. Solo falling low. He'll Demonic Purge Thug, but still the Chaotic Offering Golem chases him down, takes a second. Pasha coming back into the fight. Ramses, he's questioning whether he can offer anything to this engagement. They're playing it safe on VP. They've already lost 2. They don't want to throw anything more in. No one's still eyeing them for the high ground.
Oh, nice. Oh,
He will
killed
take down the
yeah.
golem, indeed, and Pasha comes in with a 3-man crush. The 4-man Starstorm. No one jumps forward. They take 1, they take 2. Thug, oh, he's in trouble as well as Ramsey's focusing with the open wounds. Thug trying to turn, but he's out. They've lost another. There'll be buybacks coming out on 2. They're trying to get themselves back into this fight at Finem. They are going to get Pasha. Roshan still standing. No one stuck on the cliff. Jumps down, gets the arcane rune. There'll be a buyback from Pasha. This Roshan fight seemingly never ending from both sides.
Some standoff, yeah. And while this has all been going on, the net worth change is really the big thing that stands out. We had the 2 Finem carries like well ahead on net worth, but now it's back to even.
VP are back into the pit. They're looking to finish it off here. They will try and get the vacuum onto the high ground, but Lil with the dismember onto Madara. No one jumping forward with the Starstorm. MNT is going to head down towards the east, but they managed to round Madara. VP have finished off Roshan. They get the Aegis out. They will end up killing the Drow. Jump to the right. They've got vision onto MNT. The dust was out. They'll take down a second, and now Lil, he's chasing down for more. Hook still on cooldown for 5 seconds. Has the vision onto Skylark.
Maybe a
He's
blink
not quite
crush in a
close enough.
second.
Pasha could certainly try and go for a finish, but he's been a little careful about this one. Now he goes in beautifully timed as well, just after the surge was used, so the duration isn't going to be too great. You just need a good hook, and Lil can't quite get it. Skylark, nice juke up to the north, and gets himself out.
Oh, Slaughter's not done. He's actually going to go for it. Nope. Thinks twice when he sees the surge.
Still very good trade for VP.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they used 1 buyback, Finem used 2. VP end up with a Roshan, and they end up picking up some big kills as well off the back of it, taking down the Drow and the Bounty Hunter.
They got key kills across it. Even the very start was killing the Alchemist too. It was Alk and Drow who were both like sitting around that 8k net worth mark when the Lifestealer and Mirana were down at like 6.2k, 6.5k. And throughout that Roche standoff where Finem lost a number of heroes, used buyback, suddenly we see Mirana and Lifestealer as the top 2. It was just well-executed Roche contest from VP, and Finem were just too keen on forcing Roche. They know that their team fight's better, but Pudge disrupts team fights. He pulls a hero so far out of position that it's no longer a team fight. It's like a 4v5. It turns into this scrappy mess that Finem don't want to play around.
Oh, no one's just blinked into this one. They hit the gust. And will leap out.
1 gust, yeah.
Hey, he's good. He's absolutely, he is stuck at the moment.
Trapped, yep.
If they come looking for him, they might find him. He's going to blink in a second.
Oh, they saw
the Starstorm's going to reveal him, in fact. He'll get the arrow out, jumps across. He's going to be okay. Finem can't chase him out. And in fact, Finem themselves, a little bit scared of the position they're in. Solo coming forward. Finem do have the ward up on the high ground in Dire's jungle, so they've got pretty good vision around this area when VP come down.
Oh, now Lifestealer with the Desolator is infesting Slaughter. This is an insta-kill on almost any hero. Alchemist, yeah, he's got Solar Crest, but I want to say even that could be close to a kill with the Slaughter amp damage. It's if he's got Rage up and the Armlet turned on, he probably survives it, but with Armlet turned off, the Slaughter Lifestealer duo can very well likely kill him as well.
Yeah, for sure.
They smoke up under detection on board, though.
Oh. Can't quite get the hook contact. MNT, look for the track. Patchy jumps with a 2-man crush to damage them. They've managed to take the Warlock. MNT falling low as Ramses focuses him. Lil in the wall. He will manage to get the suicidal, so it's essentially a 2-for-1. Make that a 3-for-1 as Ramses picks up another. VP looking to take a very nice trade here. No one jumps forward, can't quite get the arrow. The neutrals will block it. Ramsey still looking for the chase down onto Skylark. Will go for the TP, but they've got the vision for the disruption. Solo holds back Skylark. The mech's not going to save the Darkseer. Adfinem losing for VP. They lost the Slardar. Lil low on the Pudge was able to kill himself. And again, this game getting harder and harder for Adfinem.
Yeah, again, it's just the inability to counter-initiate with the Warlock Chaos offering. Spartan gets caught at the start in that crush. He was kind of in fog, but he's a bit unfortunate to get caught with his teammate there. At the same time, he perhaps should have been a bit further back, and his positioning is probably the single most important factor to a team fight for Adfinem. The Warlock at the Roche pit couldn't get the rock off. Again, there at the top lane couldn't get it off. It's very difficult to play that role where you're one of the slower heroes in the game. You have no items. If you ever get caught, you're just instantly dead without getting off a spell. That's the big thing here. He doesn't get off a Fatal Bonds, doesn't more importantly get off the Chaos Offering. He's just instantly taken out. And he needs to be positioned fairly far forward because of the hook. If someone gets hooked, he needs to be there for the rock.
Solo was coming over, and actually with the arrow for no one, they could go for this, but the good turnaround with the rock drop, no one using the Starstorm. MNT gets himself away, it's not going to be enough. The burst goes through from the poison. They've lost the MNT on the Bounty Hunter. Meanwhile, Lil able to pick off a second as he grabs Warlock in the mid lane.
And they committed rock for this. I think VP will press forward and try and punish.
Ramses, can he get the range for the opponents? No, Skylark's too far out. But yeah, still, again, it's good trades for VP. They're the ones putting the pressure on now. And Adfinem, as you said, they dropped the chaotic offering for that. They're not going to have it for this defense. And VP could end up pushing in pretty hard at this stage of the game.
Yeah, the timings have just kind of been missed by Adfinem. They were gathering some momentum early on and doing a good job of taking down Tower's objectives, getting Alchemist and Drow in a position where they were really succeeding. They were getting a good amount of farm. They were out-farming their counterparts on the VP side. Then things just fell apart through that Roshan, really forcing the issue a bit too much there. The vision, I guess, was the big key reason why MVP were able to contest it, and also just the hero lineup. So you've got Hook, you've got Arrow, you've got these very safe ways to contest Roshan. You can throw an arrow, if it lands, you follow it up. You throw a hook, if it lands, you've killed a hero in the Roshan pit. And if they don't land, you're not compromising yourselves. You're not out of position through doing this. Shadow Poison, similar thing. Very good at scouting out your opponents around that Roche pit. So something that Adfinem just over-invested in was that Roche.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now VP just taking towers off the hands of Adfinem with relative ease. Bottom lane, they'll find the tier 1, and with the full 5 down here, they may push on for another. Adfinem themselves, though, positioned in VP's jungle, and with Creep Wave pushed up to their tier 2. We'll see it's possibly just going to be a trade for a trade, but VP may have the potential to get back and defend as well.
They could likely push nice and fast and get back. Drow pushes very fast herself, though. But this top tier 2 is something, if they want to defend it, they need to be TPing now to the tier 3s. And they're going to do it. They're going to glyph, TP, Pudge back with the, Slardar with the infested lifesteal. They're looking to fight.
Yep, and they have found a bounty on the easiest kill of VP's life, but they take down one. A hold on to the tower.
A dandy sentry ward to have lying on the ground.
Bottom lane, looking for no one. They got the gust, but again, the duration wasn't there, so no one's out of there.
They can turn around.
They want to go back in. They really do. Solo hitting the disruption, soul catcher onto Madara, forcing him to back up.
No one's considering it.
With the demonic Pudge. And they do this one. Jump forward, Starstorm. The Shadow Word heal. Is he going to beat off? They'll get the hook
saved him.
Onto the Warlock. Gus will not back the Pudge, but they move in. Pashy getting the crush onto 3. Amplifies, though. No one just jumping through the middle of the fight, trying to finish off Spawn with the Starstorm, and he will do it. Madara to fall as well. And VP, they'll continue to chase. Dog will be able to blink away. But again, VP... well, they may fight Skylark as well. Looking for the arrow. Skylark juking out to the left, but they get the vision for it. Pashy jumps in with the crush. They've got the lifestealer inside the Slardar again. Another kill for VP, 30 for 18. They took the tier 2 bottom. They keep the tier 2 alive top. It feels like Adfinem are running out of options now.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's impressive. They've been 11-1 on that Darkseer up until this game. It definitely, that and it probably has been Skylark's best hero. That and the Bat Rider.
And just plays like this. Instantly in with a crush. Lil's there with the reaction. And, you know, you've just knocked an Alchemist out of the game for a minute. And VP can continue to be pretty much free to do as they please across the map. They'll split back up across the lanes, continue to farm. No one's got his Eagle Song ready to finish into that E-Blade very, very shortly.
They've just fully taken over the Radiant jungle.
Yeah.
There's sentries, there's vision everywhere. No one's farming it up even. He's just trying to find another pick as someone, like a support comes into ward or D-ward. Spartan's actually kind of making that move. He needs to be careful. If he gets hit by an arrow, no one will happily take an extra freebie kill.
And I like this as well from Ramsey, something that we don't see every day. But he says, well, the silence is kind of annoying. Let's get a Manta style on the Lifestealer. Just something to help, you know, against being caught out by Madara. Also for duking out the concoction. There's a lot of things that it's very useful for him this game.
Yep. Get rid of the track even.
Yeah.
There's small little things that you can do with this. So why not, I guess. It's the kind of item where you're ahead and the way you die. If you get gusted and you die before you rage, like that could just be a turnaround moment. So having a Manta style, not an amazing idea by any means, but definitely can't hurt you. Five-man smoke. This feels like a kind of all-in-ish play.
They want to do, they've got all the
three-man
ults.
smoke, but they need to find a way to use them. That Observe Orb was placed under a sentry, so VP know exactly where Finem are.
Yeah, the ping's coming out already. And they're gonna moonlight, and they're gonna look to try and fight themselves. Solo leading the way. See if he gets an opening. Pasha comes in with a crush, and he's caught again. The Warlock on the sideline. Spartan's down, and he's not gonna have the chance to drop the Golem. GG's just gonna be cool just like that. It indeed was Finem's final bit of gun-ho attempt to get into the game with a big team fight, but they didn't find it. VP absolutely on fire this opening game, and well, Lil on the Pudge. It really wasn't a clown. It was an absolutely legit pick. He had a great time in the early game, transitioned really nicely into the late, just constantly being there to follow through on Pasha's blink crushes, bringing heroes out of the fight. Ramsey's 11-1-12. I mean, what more can you say? This is the VP that we were used to seeing in the major qualifiers, just absolutely on top of their game.
Yeah.
And at Finem, they had a strat, they had a plan, but they just couldn't put it into action against VP.
And you look at the carries like 11-1 and 12 Lifestealer.
Yeah.
You've got a 7-0, 17 Mirana.
It's ridiculous.
They definitely both delivered, did their job, but it's Lil on the Pudge who stands out. He was in 22 of those kills. He did really well in the early game, didn't dominate by any means because Finem still had ways into the game, but at your Pudge, you're not expected to just win your team the game in the early game, but his biggest plays came around that Roche. But that Roche was kind of a deciding factor as far as the outcome of this game went. And Finem didn't ever get off the ideal rocks from Warlock. I mean, not
every
to
fight,
really point fingers, but
Pasha was on him.
Yeah.
Taking him out, there was just literally no chance at all for Spartan to get that rock golem that he wanted. We saw a couple of times where he was able to turn around a little bit of an initiation, but after that, it just didn't happen again. And VP played perfectly around the golem. And once you take him out, that's a huge part of Finem's game plan gone. At that stage of the game when Finem were trying to push his 5, you take that all out and, well, GG. And as we saw 27 minutes in, VP take game 1. Well, I'm looking forward to game 2. Will we see the little Pudge again? Will we see something a little bit different? At Finem, they may draft something absolutely totally off the wall again. A very versatile team. They've got a lot of different routes to go in terms of trying to take a game against VP. So we'll see very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere here at the ASUS ROG Dream League. We'll head to a short break, then back to the panel, and then back to us for game 2 between Finem and VP. We'll see you in a minute.